You had that wild ride at Daytona. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about Arrow. That's
Yeah.
that's where Arrow took you.
Yeah.
Like, how? Well, I know how it happened. I mean, you got turned in the right rear, but take us through that.
So it's so funny. So we had a really, really awesome truck, and that was when the tandem drafting was just kind of becoming a thing, and that's probably the most insane thing I've done in a car or a truck is
Tandem drafting.
tandem drafting, especially in the truck because the bumpers didn't line up.
Mm-hmm.
So the push truck, like that front bumper piece, was actually underneath the rear bumper of the truck that you were pushing.
Okay.
So the straightaways were nuts. The corners were actually easier because, the back's pushing the nose down, right? When you're on the straightaways, it's actually picking it up.
Right.
So I was, like, the tandem stuff was terrifying, but I loved it because it was like, I don't have to think about it. I'm just going to hook up to the truck in front of me, and if he wrecks, I'm going to wreck. If we make it all the way back around, one of us is going to win.
You're just holding it wide open, shoving him all the way.
Pretty much. And like at the time, we were able to switch radio frequencies. So I don't think it's funny because I ended up pushing Todd Bodine at the end. And the funny part, I knew he was going to be mad at me after the race because my restart was terrible. I didn't get hooked up to him right away, but once I did get hooked up to him, we had a run. And like I remember coming off of 4, coming to the white flag, thinking it's like the momentum we had. I'm like, it's going to be him or me, and then I just have to decide how aggressive I'm going to be and how much I want Janet to yell at me after the race if I end up dumping Todd. So then next thing I know, I'm facing the wrong way and I'm starting to see more of the ground. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good. I'm about to wipe out somebody's nachos. Because I knew exactly where I was in the racetrack. And I was like, this is going to hurt. Like, honestly, like, and I don't know if I was really thinking it right at the time, but my first thought was like, I hope I stay in the racetrack because I knew I was in that bend, of the tri-oval.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I came off the ground, I'm like, I'm going to get all of the fence. Like, and then the cartwheel started. And then the worst part was landing because all the wheels and tires were gone. So it was just flat back down on the frame rails, which hurt. And thankfully, the thing stayed in the racetrack and stayed together. But yeah, it was wild.
Took apart the fence pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do remember seeing that. Did you have any injuries from that wreck?
No, thankfully. Sore? I was sore for a good long while. I remember I woke up the next day and I wasn't sore, and I was like, all right, we need to load up and get home now, because if I'm not sore today, that means tomorrow is going to be really bad.
And the day after that's worse.
Yeah. And I Sunday morning, I was laying in my bed watching the 500, just not moving.
Oh, no, that sucks.